Yes. So today lecture will be much focused on BPR as a concept, BPR as a fundamental rethinking, BPR, how this is different from other kind of system change which we undertake in the organization, and BPR as a technology enabler. And similarly, we will be discussing about how the business process re-engineering is different from other kinds of concepts, and what are the various steps in the business process re-engineering which we introduce in the organizations. So these will be the fundamental things which we will be discussing today in today's lecture, and we'll try to build a concept of business process re-engineering within few minutes of time, and then we will be talking about how this is going to help the organization to create the rethinking in the organization, and so that the inefficiencies can be removed and we can cut the cost, we can provide the better products to the customers as per their quality requirements. So all these things will be the issue of today's lecture. So basically today's lecture is absolutely the concept renewal and the understanding of the concept of business process re-engineering. So we will be focusing on fundamental rethinking, because you must have heard that industrial change is taking place at a very fast pace. Technology is changing very fast. The customer preferences, customers requirements are changing very fast. So the organization which do not cope up with the new changes, they are not going to be successful in the future. So to remain competitive, to remain in the business in the future, it is very much necessary that the organizational, whenever it is desired, they should rethink about the fundamental functioning of the organization. It is not there that if there are five departments and you take some changes in one department and other departments are, let them continue according to the previous practices. This is not a business process re-engineering. So when we talk about business process re-engineering, it means that we are going to change everything from the fresh. We are going to change everything from the scratch. So the all processes which are integrated in the organization, they are going to change, and this is going to be a fundamental rethinking. This is not overhauling of the organization. This is not changing one concept of the organization. This is not removing certain inefficiencies in the organization, but this is total fundamental rethinking about the processes of the organization, the processes which we follow to function the organization, which may be related to either our customer service department, our manufacturing department, our packing department, and even the total decision making is a rethink when we take these kind of concepts in the organization. So business process re-engineering is a need of the hour, and business process re-engineering is going to change everything in the organization when we undertake it. So before introducing business process re-engineering, we must first undertake and understand that whether it is necessary to introduce business process re-engineering in the organization, because it is going to change everything and it is very costly affair. So because if it is sufficient to overhaul some parts of the organization, if it is sufficient to change some processes of the organization, and then we can remove the inefficiencies, then there is no need to introduce business process re-engineering. So business process re-engineering is required when we feel that there is going to be a needed change in the overall system of the organization, and we start afresh from scratch to the total functioning of the business process re-engineering. So the concept of business process re-engineering is basically concerned with the management strategy. It is a strategy of the management, basically and originally pioneered in the 1990s when the concept of scientific management was introduced. So it was originally pioneered in the early 90s, and its focus was on the analysis and design of the workflows. There are a number of kinds of workflows which are undertaken in the organization, and what are the various business processes in the organization. And within the organization, we analyze the and focus on the workflows and business processes within the organization. The total functioning is rethought, and we try to understand that whether we are going to change this or whether this is going to continue with the existing system. So business processes re-engineering is a management strategy. It is a course of action undertaken by the organization to absolutely make analysis of the present processes, design of the workshops and workflows, and then we make changes in the business processes according to the requirements of the day. So the concept of business process re-engineering is absolutely rethinking and refocusing on the workflows and the business processes within the organization. So the basic aim of BPR, that is business process reengineering, is to help organizational fundamentally, absolutely fundamentally rethink about the various things which are going on in the organization, how the various processes do their work in order to improve customer services. The basic purpose is to improve the customer service, because customer is the king. Customer is the sole base upon the desires of which the whole functioning of the organization works. So we have to provide quality products to the customers as per the quality requirements of the customer. And secondly, we have to cut the operational costs so that the efficient pricing policy and competitive pricing policy can be adopted, and we can become the world-class competitors. If you are not world-class competitors, then definitely this is not going to help you to remain in the market. If you are not competitive, if you are not providing proper customer service, if you are not cutting down your operational costs, your prices will not be competitive. And if your prices will not be competitive, you are not going to become a world-class competitor, and you are not going to become an industry leader in the organization. So BPR, business process reengineering, seeks to help companies radically restructure their organization. Radically mean everything is changed. Drastically it is changed by the organization by focusing on the ground up design of their businesses processes. So the every business process, right from the first step to the last step, that is restructured. That's why I said it, before introducing business process reengineering, we must analyze whether it is needed, because it is going to restructure. The whole rethinking is going to take place, which is a very, very costly affair. And the decision of the business process reengineering, once taken, are irreversible in nature, because it is going to have a huge cost. So therefore, before introducing the business process reengineering, we must understand that whether we need to introduce this concept or not. So as far as this BPR is concerned, it will flow like this. First of all, we will have a mission, why we want to restructure. Then on the basis of our mission, we will understand the work processes. For example, if you are going to restructure your organization, what is the mission of the restructuring? And on the basis of the mission, you will define the work processes. You will design a total restructuring map, and then we will try to execute and take decisions to implement the BPR. For that purpose, we will need various kinds of information. We have to consider the various information. We have to employ technology for that. So mission, work processes, decisions, information, and technology. These are the few basic structure of the business process reengineering. We have to define our mission clearly, which is understandable to each and everybody. And Then on the basis of our mission, we will design the work processes, because I have already said that is total fundamental rethinking is going to take place. So it means all work processes are going to redesign and started from afresh. And to redesign the work processes, you have to to execute the work processes, you have to take various decisions. And for taking various decisions, you have to consider various kind of information. You need certain data which you have to convert in the information and take the decisions. And for that purpose, you have to employ the technology. So it's a both way. From top to bottom, we define the mission, we define the work processes, we take the decisions, we use the information and technology. And from bottom to top, similarly, we employ various processes, because its execution is done by the bottom. So technology is used for defining the processes. For that purpose, you take supports of the various decisions which are taken by the top level management. You take the guidance from the higher level management, and then you try to accomplish the mission which is to be undertaken by the various organizations. So these are the basic things which I think which we must understand, that how the flow of business process re-engineering takes place in the organization. Now let's consider that BPR cycle, because business process re-engineering is not a one-time step that you perform one step, you perform second step, third step, and then process is over. It is going to be a continuous process. It is going to be a cycle. It's a never-ending situation. Once you start it, first of all, when you want to undertake the business process re-engineering, you will first of all define and identify the processes which are going to be reframed or rethought. You have to identify it, and after identification of the processes, you will review it, you will update and analyze as is. So whatever the situation is present, that situation needs to be reviewed, updated and analyzed. Then you thought of what design need to be, what should be the new process that should be in place to the already existing process. Then you test it, you implement it, and this process is never ending. Again, after getting the result, you again identify the process, you review it, design it, and this cycle continues. So it's a never ending situation. So business process re-engineering is always a cycle which we undertake in the organizations. Now, most importantly, various authors has defined business process engineering in their different fashions. So basically, Hammer and Champy in 1993 defined business process re-engineering is the fundamental rethinking. Fundamental rethinking means we take one process, we start discussing everything from the fresh, that this is the mission which we want to accomplish. We employ our brain, we employ the technology, we employ the discussions with the various kind of various employees, and then start thinking on it, brainstorming, and then redesign the business process to achieve a dramatic improvement in the critical contemporary measures of performance, such as we have to reduce our cost, we have to improve our quality, we have to improve our service, and we have to increase our speed. So this is going to change a radical environment in the organization. So it is not that we are going to improve our 10% profits or 15% profit, or we are going to just cut down our cost or save something. It is going to have a radical improvement after critical thinking, after taking contemporary measures of performance, and after reducing the cost, improving the quality, improving the service, and increasing the speed of the functioning of the organization without compromising the quality and service. So Hammer has given this a concept in 1993, that business process re-engineering is a fundamental rethinking. That's why I today focus my lecture on business process re-engineering as a fundamental rethinking, because this is going to radically change the environment of the organization. This is going to radically change the various things in the organization. Some people confuse BPR with automation. They say it is automation, or they say it is downsizing. Some people say that it is outsourcing. Nothing. Business process re-engineering is not an automation. If you are not even using technology, or you are not using automated things in the organization, even then you can undertake the business process in re-engineering. Though the use of technology is very much helpful in rethinking and rebuilding the new environment, but simply providing some kind of automation in the organization is not BPR. So if you use some kind of automatic machines for improving the functioning of the organization and do not rethink about the all processes as a whole, this is not BPR. So BPR should not be confused with the automation. Some people say that BPR mean downsizing of the employment scenario in the organization. You cut down, you retrench certain employees, and this is BPR. No, absolutely not. The main aim of BPR is not to downsize the personal requirements in the organization. You may be continuing with the present employees, but you define the processes, and in processes you fit down the various kind of employees which are functioning in the organization. So BPR should not be confused with the downsizing. Some people says that instead of performing all the processes themselves, you may outsource certain kind of functioning of the organization with outside people and then cut down your expenditure. This is BPR? Absolutely no. BPR is not directly connected with the outsourcing, though in process analysis you may undertake a decision that some processes may be outsourced because it is going to be a costly affair. Outsourcing may be a part of the BPR, but BPR is not outsourcing. So it should not be confused. It should not be confused. BPR should not be confused with the automation. BPR should not be confused with the downsizing. BPR should not be confused with the outsourcing of the various processes in the organization, because it is not simply by doing one kind of automation, it is not BPR. Simply by downsizing the employment in the organization, retrenching certain employees, it is not BPR. If you outsource some of the functioning of the organization, it is not BPR. So what is business processes? Basically, first we have to define the business process. Business processes is a group of logically related tasks that use the firm resources to provide customer oriented results in support of organizational objective. Ultimate aim of the BPR is to achieve the organizational objective, because we are all profit motive objective. We have to provide better quality and good quality of goods and services to the employees. So basically, whatever logically related task we perform, the chain of all those tasks which use the firm's resources to provide customer oriented results, that is the business processes. And when we make fundamental rethinking on all these group of logically related tasks, that is called business process re-engineering. It should not be confused with the automation, it should not be confused with the downsizing, and it should not be confused with the outsourcing, what we have already discussed. So question before us is the very important question even a layman can ask from us: why we should re-engineer? Why we should think fundamental rethinking? Why we should employ fundamental rethinking? Why we should brainstorm on the change of the processes in the organization? Because there are three things, three C's, which we say. These three C's, the one is customer, second is competition, and third is change, which are always inevitable. One person if says that I'm very competitive and I'm so strong that I will remain competitive in the future also, that is not going to work. Because our customer, who is the basic focus of our organization, from whom we draw the benefits, from whom we achieve our objective by providing them goods and services of better quality, they are very demanding. Their taste, their preferences, their requirements, their quality concept regarding their products and services change with the every minute of the time. If we are not able to focus on that, they will not be sticky to your organization. They will change from one manufacturer to another manufacturer. They will shift their loyalties. Some people say there is a brand loyalty. We have employed the brand loyalty, and the customers are very loyal to our products. For example, some people say that if you are loyal to the Maruti product, then you will remain to that. If you are loyal to the Hyundai products, then you will remain sticky to that. But nothing is sticky in this world. Customers are demanding. If another supplier or another manufacturer gives them better quality products according to their concept of customers concept of quality, they will be shifting their liability, and they will not take even a minute to shift their loyalty to the other. So customer demands sophistication, because they want good return from the money they spent on the goods and services which you are providing. If you are not providing them sophistication, if you are not meeting the changing needs of the customer, you will not be successful in the organization. So therefore, it is very much important that demanding requirements of the customer, sophistication and changing needs of the customer need re-engineering in the overall functioning of the your organization. And you have to face the competition not now from the local only, but from the global level also. So local competition is also there, but global competition is also a threat to the organization. Now we are living in the virtual world where the market phenomena, the definition of the market is changed. And if you focus that only your market is a limited area, but the someone from the outside, maybe from the abroad, may be providing the good quality goods and services at the doorstep of the customer. And if you don't change, if you do not restructure according to the demanding customer and their sophistication needs and the changing needs of the customer, you will not be competitive in the organization. That's why you need re-engineering. Similarly, change is the law of the nature. Technology is very much fastly changing. Customer preferences are very much fastly changing. Customers are now, because with the changing world, they need sophistication. They need improved quality of goods and services, and the technology to produce goods and services is changing very fast. So that's why, because of the customers, because of the competition, and because of the change, which is the law of the nature, that we need to re-engineer our processes so that we can provide competitive prices to the customer. We can provide better quality goods and services to the customer. We can provide satisfaction level of the quality to the customers according to their requirements, because it is not our requirement, it is the requirement of the customer. Customer has to spend money on the basis of their requirements of the qualities. The quality which we produce is not going to matter if it is not liked by the customer. So that's why we need re-engineering in all the processes of the organizations. Most important question is raised by some of the people, that why organization do not re-engineering. If you ask any manufacturer to change your structure immediately, they are afraid of it. There are certain reasons for that. Sometimes there is a complacency, sometimes there is a political resistance, sometimes there are certain new developments, sometimes there is a fear of unknown and failure, because it involves a huge amount of investment. When you are going to re-engineer the total structure of the organization, this is going to cost you very high. And these kind of decisions are very irreversible in the nature. There may be certain political resistance also, there may be some kind of labor strikes also, because whenever you introduce change in the organization, that is going to have resistance from the public also. So all these things, some people, they are fear of it, they do not want to re-engineer. But overall, as I have already said, that we ought to be very cautious while introducing the BPR in the organization. We must analyze the things first. If it is going to give you better results, good returns in the future, then the present return, then you should introduce the BPR in the organization. Otherwise, you should not go for total restructuring. And as far as the BPR is concerned, I have already said that business process re-engineering seeks improvement of four things. If you introduce BPR in the organization, if you totally restructure the processes, if you make fundamental rethinking of the processes in your organization, is going to seek improvement in the four areas. First, it is going to seek improvement in the cost. Improvement in the cost means cutting down the cost without compromising the quality, cutting down the cost as per the quality requirements and the price preferences by the customer. It is going to seek the improvement in the quality of the product. Here we have to understand the basic concept of the quality. Quality doesn't mean quality as per our requirement. Quality here means quality as per the customer's requirement. And every product which you introduce in the market, they need service, that is pre-sale service and even after sale service. So you have to introduce it. If you are giving good car to the in the market, introducing good car in the market which is giving better petrol or diesel mileage, uh, or you are giving certain kind of benefits which are not already available in the features of the other cars, but you are not providing the after sale service, this is going to affect your prospects of sale in the future. So you have to work with a speed because the world is changing very fast. Your suppliers, your competitors are working very fast. If the customer require immediate change in the concept of the product which you introduce in the market, then you must be in a position to do it with a speed. We should not wait that others will do it, you will then do it. So this is going to seek improvement. BPR, if introduced in the organization, it is going to seek improvement in the cost, it is going to seek improvement in the quality, it is going to seek improvement in the service, and it is going to seek improvement in the speed which the processes undertake to provide better quality goods and services. Now let us discuss something about how the concept of business process re-engineering was initiated. So as far as the concept of business process re-engineering is concerned, it was firstly introduced by the F.W. Taylor, which is known as the father of the scientific management in 1856 to 1915. So the F.W. Taylor, who introduced the concept of scientific management, was the original propounder and advocate of the concept of business process re-engineering, because he introduced the concept of the scientific management. When we talk about the scientific management, that everything should be organized in the organization in a scientific manner. Then Frederick Herzberg, who introduced the concept of job enrichment, he introduced how to introduce job enrichment, and he used the concept of the business process re-engineering. Then Deming, which give us the concept of Deming philosophy of the quality. He introduced the total quality management and the Kaizen system, that he also used the business process re-engineering. Then in Peters and Waterman, they were in search of excellence for the organization. They used the concept of BPR in search of excellence. Similarly, Porter, when he undertake the value added analysis of the organization, he also used the concept of the BPR in the organization. So its origin was absolutely from the concept of the scientific management. Then various researchers undertake the various researches for introducing the concept of BPR and develop the concept of BPR in a very sophisticated manner over a period of time. There are certain key characteristics, key features of the BPR. So these are also known as the characteristics of the business process re-engineering. These are also known as the features of the business process re-engineering. So first, the feature of business process re-engineering is that it works according to a system philosophy. System philosophy means that we have a system, we have a mission, and everything revolves around that mission. And that is the mission of your organizations. That is the mission of achieving the objectives of the organization. And for that purpose, we develop a system how to work for that. Every organization has certain philosophies because their culture may be different, their environment may be different. So according to that, we develop the business process re-engineering. So it is basically a system philosophy. Secondly, when we undertake business process re-engineering, we work on the global perspective. It is not there that we only foresee the near requirements or the local competitors, but we look into the global perspectives of the business processes, how the things are moving in the other countries, how the things are moving in the developing countries, in the advanced countries. So according to that, we build a global perspective of the business processes, because we are not focusing on one time or one step analysis of the business processes, or with the short sightedness, but we have to look into the with the broader vision according to the global perspective. Thirdly, when we introduce business process re-engineering, we work according to the we wish to have a radical improvement in the organization, radical improvement in the cost, radical improvement in the quality, radical improvement in the competition, and radical improvement in the customer services, and so that we can satisfy our customers. So it is that going to have a radical improvement. If I have already said that if you seek that you have to only cure one problem of the organization, that is not a business process engineering. We need a radical improvement. Fundamental thinking is that. And integrated change. It is an integrated change from one step to last step. It is not change in one functioning of the organization. Suppose you see that there is one problem in one department and you cure that. That is not a business process engineering, re-engineering. So business process re-engineering is basically an integrated change in the organization, and it is people centered. People centered here means it is not only focused on technology, it is people centered, because ultimately technology has to be used by the people. The product which are you are going to produce from the manufacturing unit there, or service which you are going to create, that is for the people. So here we have to adopt the people centered approach, and focus is on end customers. It is not that you are producing raw material and providing to the second manufacturing unit where processing will be done, and then to the third, then to the fourth. The focus will be on the end customer, which is going to use the final product or final goods or services. That is, so it is process based. It is not that only one thing is focus, it is the focus on the total process of the organization. So these are the few characteristics. It is system philosophy, it is global perspective on the business processes, it seeks radical improvement, and it is going to have integrated change, and focus is on people, focus on end customers, and it is totally process based business process re-engineering. Some people say that process simplification is also basically a BPR. Process simplification means we just seek incremental change. Some problem is there, that problem is reduced, that is change, and similarly some improvement is there. That is not BPR. BPR is basically radical transformation. So BPR is not incremental change. Through BPR, we don't seek incremental change. Through BPR, we seek a radical transformation in the organization. When we talk about the process simplification, it is process led only. That is focused on one process only. But now in BPR, in business process re-engineering, the focus is vision led. That means we have a broader vision and we are focusing on the end customers. And here, when we simplify the processes, we assume attitudes and behavior that this is not going to change. The attitude and behavior of the people is not going to change, and accordingly, we need certain processes simplified. But in business process re-engineering, we change attitude and behavior of the people. we ask the people to change their behavior also. For example, in any education system, if you introduce BPR, you assume that the teacher will just teach according to the way they are teaching. They are not going to change. They are going to change or use only offline mode of teaching. Then you cannot make a radical transformation, because now there is a time that we must make the radical transformation. We have to change the attitude and behavior of the people, because now in future also there will be number of kinds of other viruses also, which lock the human being in their houses. Students will not be able to come to the colleges in that fresh environment as they were coming earlier. So it means we are not going to close the teaching. Now what is the way? We have to adopt the blended mode of teaching. When you have to adopt a blended mode of teaching, that means radical transformation in the education system. From step one to step final, you have to change the attitude and behavior of the peoples. So as far as the process simplification is concerned, that is a management led. But as far as this business process re-engineering is concerned, that is the team led, that is the director led. And process simplification undertake various simultaneous projects. But when we introduce BPR, we have limited number of initiatives. We introduce BPR in one segment, and then if it is successful, then another segment. So it is more micro management in the BPR, and in process simplification, that is a macro management. So these are the few differences between the process simplification and the process re-engineering. There are certain key steps which are needed to be introduced by the organization to undertake business process re-engineering in their organization. Now we will be discussing that. The first step is select the process, because business process re-engineering is process-based re-engineering. So if there are 10 processes in the organization, select the process where you going to appoint or undertake the BPR. Then in order to have a fundamental rethinking on that process, you need a team. Appoint a process team. And all the process team members should be energetic, visionary, experts, and then ready to change. If they are not visionary, if they are not expert, if they don't want to change, then the process re-engineering will not undertake. So if you want to, suppose, let's take an example of the education system which we need to change, because here, if you want to have blended mode of teaching, and major focus is on online teaching, and to solve the redress the problems of the student, we are going to have offline teaching. Then you have to select from where to start. And for undertaking such project, you need a process team. If you introduce some people in the team which are not very much visionary, they are already against of online teaching system, they are already against of blended mode of teaching, they have certain kind of reservations in their minds, and they are not ready to change, they will not be able to guide you to go ahead with the business process team. So first of all, you have to select the process and appoint a process team which is energetic, which is visionary, which is expert, and which is ready to change. And then once the team is appointed, the team members will sit together. They will brainstorm on understanding the current process. What is the process which we are already having? For example, if you are in the education system and you want to change the education system, you want to introduce BPR in the education system, first of all, we will be understanding the current process. The flow chart which we are using, the flow chart may remain the same, but the steps of the flow chart will have a radical change. And there will be introduction of new concepts, total structural overhauling will be required. But for that purpose, you have to understand the current process. I am not saying that we are going to change some of the systems of the current process, that is BPR. No, that is not BPR. We are going to change the whole current process, but for changing that, we need to understand the current process. Once you understand everything, Then you develop and communicate vision of the improved process, the new process which you have developed. That needs to be first developed, because that should have a radical change in the system. And in any case, in any kind of exigency, that should be able to work, and then communicate the vision of the improved process to the organizations, various stakeholders of the organization. Otherwise, there will be very much hue and cry. As you must have been understanding these days, the government of India is taking very much new initiative. The state governments are very introducing new concepts, new laws, new things, improved things. But there is a hue and cry, because when you develop such kind of things, you do not undertake the consent of such people. You do not convey the vision of the improved processes. That's why they are not understanding, and that's why they are resisting to change. So therefore, developing the concept and communicating the vision of the improved process is very much important. Then, once you have developed the business process re-engineering, you have revamped everything, you have radical change in the everything, then you need to prepare an action plan. You have to identify that. Who will implement it? And everything must have been conveyed to the people who are going to be implemented. So identify action plan. That is very much needed. And lastly, we will execute the action plan. Only then we will be able to get success. Otherwise, we will not going to get the success. So selecting the process and appointing the process team, this is the first step. Second step, understanding the current process. Thirdly, you have to develop the new plan, communicate the vision of the new plan and process. And finally, you prepare an action plan, identify the action plan, because there may be number of alternative action plans. You have to identify the best one which is needed and then execute it. And for executing, you need feedback system also, that is also required. There are certain core skills which are required to implement the BPR in your organizations. First, ability to assume individual and collective responsibility. If somebody says this is not my responsibility, this is the responsibility of the another person, and there is a blame game, you are not going to implement it. You must have the skill to assume your individual responsibility, as well as you must be a part of the collective responsibility. I remember the Abdul Kalam Azad, our honorable former president of India, when he was the chairman of the ISRO, then he was a mission director to the one project for missile introducing, and his boss was Satish Chandra Dhawan, on whose name our college has been established. The mission was failure. He immediately went to the Satish Dhawan, sir, we are failed, and the press is waiting for get the reply of the team. Satish Dhawan said, okay, I will conduct the press conference. He owned the responsibility, because he understands that it is not the individual responsibility of Abdul Kalam Azad, but it is the responsibility of the collective team, and he is the chairman of the ISRO. In the second attempt, the mission was successful. He again approached to the Satish Dhawan that, sir, our mission is accomplished and the press is waiting outside to get your views. He said, it is your right, because you was the mission director. Go and conduct the press conference. The credit is yours. He never faced the press for the success. So because he understands what is the individual and collective responsibility. So that's why you must have the core skill of assuming the individual and collective responsibility, because this is going to be a radical change in the organization and you must be part of that. Second thing which is required is you must employ the bridge builders. The people, sometimes people create bridges, sometimes people create vacuums in the organizations. And you need people who are the bridge builders. Wherever the vacuum is there, our people should be able to immediately employ the bridge into that and fill the gap. Otherwise, you will not be able to develop the BPR system in your organizations. So I'm going to summarize now whatever today we have discussed. So basically, business process re-engineering is a fundamental rethinking and redesign of business processes to achieve dramatic improvement in the organization. Dramatic improvement means radical improvement. Immediately, it is going to give you the better results. So BPR has emerged from the key management traditions such as scientific management and the system thinking. Various people has worked very hard for that, and it employs various rules and symbols which plays an integral part of the BPR initiative, which we'll be discussing in the further lectures of the business process re-engineering and total quality management. So today, when we have to remain competitive, when you have to meet the requirements of the customers, because the customer is the king, you cannot say that you can have your own system without introducing a radical change in the organization. You have to be very quick and respond to the change, and the BPR is one kind of management strategy which helps to understand all these things, and with the help of the business process re-engineering, we are in a position to bring radical changes in the improvement again. But here the word of caution that before introducing any kind of BPR methodology in the organization, you must first identify whether there is a need of introducing BPR in your organization, because it is going to be a costly affair. So that's why these are the irreversible kind of the nature decisions. So therefore, once you take such decision, you cannot go back. It is going to be a very costly affair. If you are getting more benefits than the cost you employ to introduce the BPR in your organization, then it is beneficial. Otherwise, you must rethink about introducing the BPR methodology. So you need visionary people, you need intelligent people, you need a team to introduce BPR in your organization, team which is very, very highly energetic and ready to change and not resistance to change. Only then you will be able to get the benefit of it. So thank you very much for listening to the today's lecture. So we will be continuing with these kind of lecture. I will be posting this lecture on the YouTube channel also. So those people who are not attending today may get the benefit out of it. But it is my humble advice that if you are not part of the technology, if you are not getting the benefit of these kind of lectures, there's no fun of introducing all these things. So thank you very much. So we'll meet tomorrow with the next lecture, and we will be discussing some of the other concepts of the BPR technology. Thank you very much.